everybody, and welcome back to the Let's Learn Tech video channel. I am your host, JagerBTFM, and today we're going to be going over looting humanoids. I've had a couple people ask me, like, how do you loot effectively? How do you loot quickly? And I wanted to cover that with you today. So, as you can see here, what I did was I knocked out I killed a few Celestians, and I pulled them into the tent out by the mines. The reason I did this is so I can show it to you without the room spam of constantly being attacked. But you can do this. You can loot anywhere. Just make sure you go wary or defensive before you do it so they have a harder time hitting you. But so we have 10 corpses on the ground, which you can see if you type match corpse. And we need to loot them now. So mobs in tech come in two types. They come in humanoids or critters. Humanoids usually have loot and gear on them. Critters you usually skin. So I'll make another video later about skinning and how you can use the collect command to skin as well. But today what we're going to cover is looting. So the way I do it is to have the least amount of inputs as possible. So what I will do is for this group of 10 Celestians, I'm going to put 2 sacks on the ground. I'm going to put 1 sack that I'm going to stow all the other sacks into, and then I'm going to put another loot sack down that's empty that I am going to put loot into. With 10 of them, it should all fit into one loot sack. You just have to kind of recognize the mobs and how much of their gear fits in what. Generally, humanoid mobs will have some type of container. This is not all of them, but they will have some type of container and then lootable items. Alley thugs and brutes usually have pouches on them. BHC bandits, they can have pouches and sacks. The Celestians have sacks on them. You just have to know what you're fighting. But sacks are going to be your best bet for putting stuff in, only because they hold a lot more. So the first thing I'm going to do is get sack from corpse and hope that there's one there. Okay, there is. Now I'm going to hit inventory to see what's in it. There's nothing, so I'm going to drop it. Then I'm going to do that for the second corpse. And there's none there, so I'll do it for the third one. Oops. And there's another one, so we're going to drop that one too. Okay. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to stow sack, but unfortunately there's other sacks in the room. Normally it would be the first sack, so you can just type match sack and see which one it is. So we're looking down here, it's going to be number 4. So I'm going to add stow 4 sack. And what that's going to do is it's whatever I grab, if I try to get something but my hands are full, it will put one of the things in my hand into the sack that I'm stowing into. That's how that command works. So now I'm going to use the collect command. So I'm going to collect sack from, and then I'm going to put 1 through 10 corpse. Whoops. Just like that. Collect sack from, what symbol is that? Less than symbol, 1 through 10, greater than symbol, space corpse. And what it'll do is the game will now automatically go to each corpse and try to get 1 sack from each corpse. So we'll just let it run. Now I have 2 sacks. The next one I grab, I'm going to shove one of the sacks into the stow sack. As you can see there, I put the sack in and I grab it from the other guy. So we'll just let that run. It's only going to take a second. And then, because you're holding 2 sacks in your hand, the numbers are going to change. So this match command makes it so much easier. So now they all are going in 6. So I'm going to put sack in 6 sack and then change this to 5 because we've got, whoops. Oops, jeez. There we go. So now if I get the 4th sack, because it's the 4th in line now because the first 2 went away, it should have all the sacks in it, as you can see here. So now I'm going to match sack again to make sure I get the right number. It's going to be 2 through whatever. And I'm going to collect contents, because this is what you use to get stuff out of a container. Collect contents, 2 through, what number are we at here? Whoops. We're at 7. 2 through 7 sack into sack. And what this will do is it will empty 2 through 7 sack into that first sack. So basically all the sacks and their contents are going to be in 1 sack. We'll let this run. The ones I'm hunting now, they have planks and nails in them. Not really worth anything. I've been leaving them in the tent for whoever wants them because there was a thing where you could turn them in before, so I'm just keeping them in case it pops up again. And then, yeah, so we're good. and then I'm just going to drop the sack and leave it there. I would normally clean up the sacks, but for the sake of the video, I'm just dropping it and getting rid of it so that we can do this. So now the sack order has changed, and I'm back to the 4th sack. So if I look in 4 sack, that should be empty, right? I'm going to collect loot. The command collect loot will get you everything that will sell to a vendor off of the enemy. Stuff like woolen tunics, it won't grab them because there's nowhere to really sell them to people. So you could, if you wanted, type get bronze from corpse, and if there's anything bronze on the corpse, let me stow 4 sack first before I start grabbing stuff. I'm trying to find one that has something on it here. Come on, man. Help me out here, bro. Okay. So I'm going to get 10 from corpse. So it takes a Celestian Katitra with 10 plates from the corpse. So you can type get, or if I knew that the enemy carried tin and leather, you can use, it's like the straight up and down symbol. It's above the enter button. I don't know what it's actually called. But you could type get tin and leather from corpse. Now, the reason I deal with the sacks first is because a lot of times, as you can see, they have leathery sacks. So if I get rid of all the sacks, then I know everything that's left on the corpses is loot. So I could type get tin/leather from corpse, and it'll grab the first thing that meets one of those 2 criteria. So I could sit here and hit up enter for tin line, leather line, bronze line, rusty line, iron line, and all that. Or Tech has its own built-in loot command in a way where you collect loot from 1 through 10 corpse, and it'll start grabbing everything of monetary value from the first corpse, and once there is no more left that is lootable on that corpse, it will go to the second one. So it's a real easy way to clear them out fast without having to do any inputs. As you see, I'm not typing anything. And this is not part of the tech extender. This is built into the game of the Eternal City. So we sit here and let it run. If for some reason you would try to grab something and the sack that you're stowing into would be full, it would return you a word that, or a line that basically says like you have nowhere to put whatever, or it's something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it basically tells you like, hey, the sack you're stowing into is full. All you do at that point is you hit stop, stow 2 sack or 3 sack or whatever the next sack in line is, and then just restart looting. I just restart from the beginning because half the time I don't know which corpse I'm actually on. If you know, like, I've been through 5 of them, you can change it from 1 through 10 to 5 through 10, and it'll start from that corpse number. So this is the easiest way I've found to loot. You get rid of the containers, which is pouches, sacks. If you go hunt at the treehouse, they have tubes, bags, pouches, boxes, and like something else. But know your mobs so that you kind of know what they have, and then take care of all them first into a sack and just put it all there, and then loot everything else into the other sacks. What I do when I hunt the bandit complex, the Black Hand complex, I usually have 3 sacks down. I have the first sack for containers, like chests and things like that when I'm looting the other sacks. The second sack is usually for armbands and container contents, so like pouches or the chests if I open them there. And then sacks 3 through whatever are my loot sacks, so that I've kind of like pre-sorted my loot, so to speak, before I even get started. I think it just makes it easier. If you really want to get down to sorting between like leather and stuff, knock yourself out. But I just use loot for that because I don't care. I'm just going to grab all the sacks, sell it, hand it to one vendor. The vendor will take everything they need, and then they'll put the sack on the counter usually, and they'll leave everything that they won't buy in it, so you can just go from vendor to vendor handing them the same sack. But that is the easiest way I found to loot humanoid corpses. Like I said, I'll make a video about skinning. It's really easy. If you type the term collect by itself, it will actually show you all the different uses you have for it. If you look at the wiki too, under the commands page, they have it broken down there as well. And if you do my Google Doc walkthrough for new arrivals, it talks about the collect command in there too. But use this, it will make your life so much easier. It keeps you from having to hit up enter or to look at corpses and grab what you want off of them. So drop a like and comment down below. Let me know if this video was helpful. Let me know if it wasn't, or if I missed something, or if you have any ideas for other videos that you would like to see on the channel. So for now, keep playing tech, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.